Hello, Mitchell here. Hey, today we're going to do a meditation, and as I always do in meditation, first come to the breath. So as you're sitting there watching, just listen to my voice and do as I say, and begin to come into your breath. And when I'm talking about breath, I have a very specific basic breath, and that's breathing in and out through the nose. And exhale is longer than the inhale. Tongue is at the roof of the mouth, just behind the front teeth. And our breaths are deep, all the way down to the diaphragm, but not big. So it's not big breaths. It's maybe a 2 count in and a 4 count out, with a longer exhale than inhale. So it's going to be in, out. In, out. And if you may have noticed, or you might have heard, I don't know if you can, if the mic is picking it up, but I'm also doing an ujjayi, maybe a modified or a quieted ujjayi. And the ujjayi means ocean breath. If you've practiced it in yoga, you're familiar with what ujjayi is. Ujjayi is you drop the epiglottis so that your breath comes through the throat and swirls through the nasal passages a little more rigorously. This helps to create create kind of that chemical balance that helps the oxygen absorption into the tissues. Also helps with that, with oxygen absorption, brings you from the amygdala into the hippocampus and prefrontal, and those are places where you can access meditative states far easier. Also, by doing this, what we're accomplishing is creating a meditative state within the body. And in my previous videos, I've done polyvegal work to help really calm you down. If you do have like a physical agitation or maybe some sort of anxiety, oftentimes it's in the body, and the body sending signals to the mind, hey, something's wrong. And so the mind gets that low level of anxiety. So let's calm the body first, put the body in a meditative state, and then the mind whose job is really to make sure that the body is safe, naturally calms. To a degree, if you've been living in a situation where there's a lot going on, the mind is always going to be looking for things that are wrong. So that's part of why we go into meditation, and we calm the body first. Okay, so calm the body. And then we're going to bring our focus in. So let's go ahead and begin the meditation proper. So you're already in the breath. Continue with the breath. And then bring your attention in with the in breath. And you can bring your attention in. It's going to go maybe down to the heart center. But we're going to ask for the attention to proceed on down into the solar plexus. Right here where the diaphragm attaches. Again, we're trying to get that body in a meditative state first. And so with the attention down here at the solar plexus, that's the attachment point of the diaphragm and the place where where your ventral vagal nerve passes through the diaphragm. So it's giving your body more awareness, and that parasympathetic nervous system, which is stimulated by the ventral vagal nerve, attention. And so when we give that parasympathetic more attention, we draw ourselves deeper into that place of safety, awareness, inner beingness. So draw your consciousness into the diaphragm. And then with your exhale, make sure that that consciousness stays at the diaphragm. Feel the diaphragm lift up into the rib cage. And then with your inhale, feel the diaphragm expand down into the digestive organs. And so that's where we're placing our focus. It's as simple as that. Let's just watch the diaphragm lift and release. Lift. And then it releases. It expands down into the organs. And just watch the body as the body itself works to come into a meditative state. So we're breathing through the nose, 2 in, 4 out, or whatever is comfortable for you. With your eyes closed, really bring your focus down to the solar plexus and keep your focus there. And with your focus at the solar plexus, watch the body, feel this air come in, expand. Feel the pressure as you hold for a moment, and then feel the air release. And then feel that moment of vacuum. And then the process starts over again. Watch this space expand, grow taut, and then release. Enter into a vacuum state. And we're going to actually bring our attention here into the solar plexus, and rather than looking at it anatomically, view it as a container. It's a semi-permeable container. Maybe it's like a balloon, some sort of jug that can expand and contract. And plant your attention, your focus in the middle of this container, so that your attention is maybe right at that solar plexus, or maybe right in the middle of the diaphragm as the ventral vagal nerve passes through. And as the diaphragm lifts and falls, this container expands and contracts. And feel the container expand, and keep your focus anchored in the center of this container. And you know, by being here with your focus, that all is well. And you may notice every now and then that the focus or the awareness looks up to see what the mind is thinking, or the brain, see what the brain is thinking, and just let it think. But when you do notice you're looking up at the thoughts, bring that awareness, that focus back to the diaphragm. Because when you focus on the breath, you're focusing on the most important thing. You can only live mere minutes, moments really, without breath. And maybe you can live many hours, many days without thoughts. Whether that's possible or not for the mind to quiet that much, that's another story. But thoughts are not necessary here. And keep your attention on the breath. Feel the expansion and the contraction. And when you're here, when awareness is here, fully ensconced in the body, you may notice other things come in. And these are different than thoughts. They don't have the same level of chatter or static as thoughts. They might float in as a color, as a sensation, and just watch. Maybe a calming color or sensation flows into this container, and just be with it, sit with it, allow it. And then as that color, sensation, whatever it is, drifts in, sit with that. Keep your attention anchored right in the middle of the diaphragm, right in the middle of this container. And notice whatever this is, if there is anything. Maybe there's a deep silence. Maybe there's a deep white vacancy of all input. Dive into that. And we're really just noticing. We're noticing very, very deeply. We're not trying to process any of this. Because the processing will happen. Right now, we're just sitting in the midst of it. We're just following this flow, whatever it may be. But the flow itself is initiated with the breath, and you're noticing that the breath continues on of its own accord. That maybe early on you initiated a count in your breath, but now the breath has taken over. The body has taken over the breath. The autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system has said, I've got this. And it's also connecting on a much wider plane. So this breath is coming in, and each breath is connected with all eternity. We call the breath the prana. Prana is the life force. So maybe the life force is primary and the body is secondary. And so our attention is really more and more on this flow in and out. And whatever color, sensation, image that comes in, watch that it comes in through the breath, through the flow of prana, and less so through thinking. The mind, the brain itself can be very much aware, it could be watching, but it's not synthesizing any of this. It's just the awareness, it's your focus. Your focus is keeping track There is so much energy, especially right now, as we are in the early parts of June, rapidly moving towards a full moon. And just feel this energy. Allow it to sink in and seep into all the spaces of your body. In fact, at this point, allow this prana, whatever form it's taken, if it's color, if it's sensation, if it's just vacancy, allow it to find its different spaces. Maybe it's being drawn to the heart center, maybe to the throat, maybe into the hips. Wherever is right for you, keep track, watch, just follow. Keep your focus on this prana. And if there is no movement or no calling within the body for the prana, just let your attention, your focus, your awareness live in the lower chest, down in the solar plexus. And notice that this area expands. It expands to include even the belly and the heart. And so this area, the solar plexus, it's your power center. So we're charging this battery of you. And by charging the battery, we can then put amplification into your heart center. Let your heart expand using this energy that's being drawn in through the diaphragm, through the solar plexus. And notice that they work together, the solar plexus and the heart center. And remember that you're just bringing your focus back in. If it wanders up to thinkingness, you're bringing that focus back into the center of the container, this container that spans from the hips all the way to your scapula. This container that's your body, that's your torso, it's your chest. And if there's any messages that come through, let them come through in the form that they are in. If it's light, if it's sensation, if it's feeling, allow that to be. And if ideas or words form from that, just let them be. And maintain your awareness in the solar plexus, in the core. And even if the messages have words around them, keep those in the core. The tendency may be to allow any words to move up to the brain and thinkingness, but we're not going there. Let any messages sink into the body. Draw it down, all the way down, maybe through your hips, through your legs, all the way down through the bottom of your feet. Even allow it into the earth. And maybe we're going to connect actually with the earth through our feet, through maybe the root chakra. at the perineum. And whatever we're bringing in the prana, from the light, from above, we bring it in, we pass it through the body, we give it to the earth, and then the earth nourishes right back with us. We become inseparable from the earth. And we become much, much, much larger. Our consciousness grows to encompass not just this body, not just this individualized idea of me, but to encompass the entire earth. And with it, the other personalities that walk about on the planet, that move around or not. And we're just going to sit here with the self moving deep into the earth, and also allowing that prana to come in. And notice maybe the prana can be coming from all sources. If the prana is coming from the light of the sun, wonderful. If the prana is coming from the teachings of the elders and the masters, wonderful. Notice that the prana can be coming from all of time and all of space. And we're connecting deeply with the earth. We're allowing ourselves to be the lungs for the earth at this moment. Bringing the prana in, moving it, cycling it. Maybe it moves into the heart, and then maybe it moves down into the earth. And then maybe the prana breathes back up into the body. And just follow the prana. See where it takes you. And gently, gently, gently bring your focus back into your core. So your focus is back into the solar plexus. And we're bringing awareness in and up. And we're going to put out a sense of gratitude, of appreciation to all that is, for allowing this space to be quiet, to be still, to allow the prana to work, to move and circulate. And bring your focus inside, and as you do, with your focus maybe a little more compacted into your solar plexus, gently, gently open your eyes, but open them just enough to allow in a little bit of sensation, enough to where there's an awareness that expands outside of your inner core. But be careful in that you don't begin immediately naming or placing yourself outside of your body. So continue to open your eyes, allow light gently in. Notice around you. Notice. But also keep the quietness, keep that peace deep in your core. And as you go about your day today, wherever you can, take a break, a moment for just maybe 2, 3, 4 breaths. 2 in, 4 out, tongue to the roof of the mouth, only through the nose. And with each break, bring awareness back to the solar plexus and notice that it becomes much bigger. It's solar plexus and heart center. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing this meditation. Thank you so much. Carry it with you throughout the day. Please give me a comment. Let me know how this went for you. Let me know any experiences that you may have had. Share them with the group. Let's build on this, okay? And of course, if you would like and subscribe, all that. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.